Hi guys, Drew here from Redbeard's Workshop. Now in this video, I'm going to be outlining all of the different one-shots that I'm going to be running on startplayinggames.com. Now at the moment, I only have two active. Silverbane Manor, which is a haunted house adventure, and a Christmas-themed one-shot where the great wizard Niklaus has gone silent, and the town is hiring some folk to find him. So that's more of a Christmas themed one, as we do have cold weather coming, holidays approaching soon. So what I'd like to do in this video is outline 8 or so one-shots that I do plan on running, including the two I have posted. So if I do post any one-shots on startplayinggames.com, you could follow the link to this video, use the timestamps below to look for the one-shot that you're looking into to see if you want to play it, and you'll hear my description about what that one-shot is, kind of what I'm expecting from my players, and what you guys can expect from the adventure. All right. So, the first one, Silverbane Manor, a haunted adventure. So this was actually an adventure that I ran as part of my Elysia campaign for the group who's playing it currently. That group kind of went to a city, heard some rumors that a rich and wealthy widow was living in this estate all by herself. But people hadn't heard from her in years, and given her age and her loneliness since her husband died years before in the war, that she might have passed on by now, and she was the owner of quite a valuable estate. So the governor, being concerned, sent some soldiers out with an appraisal team to both determine whether or not she was alive still, and if she wasn't, to locate and assess a will and determine the value of her property. They were expected to return in 2 or 3 days. It's now been 6 days or so. The family members of this team are very concerned. And so the captain of the town guard, not being able to spare more of his own men, has put out a call for some mercenaries or adventurers who are willing to go look into it for him. And that is where you come in. All of you accepted this offer, and after about a day's travel, arrived at the manor, and you will begin the campaign literally walking through the front door or looking at clues outside the building and entering in and trying to find them. Obviously, this is a haunted house theme. It's not meant to be very scary. It's not incredibly creepy. I'm not trying to frighten or trigger anyone. It's more of a lighthearted fun with that kind of haunted theme. But it shouldn't be anything that triggers anything or upsets anyone. It's very lighthearted. This is the kind of one shot that you can definitely play if you are a beginner. I do have some puzzles in there and some trivia, like kind of questions and riddles and things like that. Nothing too taxing, but if you're a very inexperienced D&D player, you can still have fun with it. You just may find that not knowing what your options are all the time might limit you in some areas. So if that be the case and you get into those situations, please still sign up for the one shot, but then just ask, like, okay, well, what are some things I can do in this situation? Or can my character make a check to see if they know what to do, even if I don't, right? And we'll work on it together and make sure you have a really fun time. I've actually removed that particular quest out of the Elysia campaign and kept it separate so that players who experience that can enjoy it all on their own. I had a lot of fun running that quest for my group. They had a lot of fun playing through it, and I think you guys will have a lot of fun as well. So if you're interested in that one shot, please sign up for Silverbane Manor on startplayinggames.com. All right, number 2. Now this one is is going to be kind of fun. I'm working on it right now because there's a lot of options that have to go into it. For any of you who have watched Critical Role Campaign 2, as you can tell, I have here with my Forge Stone figurine. One of the things I really loved was the Happy Fun Ball. It just would have been just excitement after excitement for Matt Mercer coming up with new ideas for the players to travel inside this arcane item. And I love that idea, and I've obviously, most DMs run some kind of mage tower scenario in their heads at some point. My second one shot is going to be called Escape from the Wizard's Chest. Now, in this version, I would like everyone to play a rogue character. I would like at least one level of rogue, but you can multi-class if you wish. but at least one level of rogue for everyone, as you are a group of thieves in a town. Now, in this town, there is a famous band of adventurers, and this group of adventurers has charged off to fight the evil villain and save the countryside. They've succeeded before, so you have no reason to doubt they'll succeed again, but they'll probably be gone for a day or two, and this is the perfect time for you guys to sneak in and do some thieving. So, as you are all searching through the different rooms, you make your way into the wizard's room, stocked full of magical items. And as you all get excited, rubbing your hands together to see which thing you're to take first, one of you quickly opens up a chest on the ground. And before any of you can reach out and grasp a single thing, you are all pulled into this chest and find yourselves in this strange assortment of pocket rounds. What kind of threats await you there? How will you find your way out? That's for you guys to determine. And make your way out before the wizard returns and finds you trapped. The third one shot that I'm preparing is something that was going to be in my seafaring campaign for my players originally. They didn't quite get to it, and that's okay. You don't get to everything in campaigns. But I really want to run this adventure, so I'm going to be doing this as a one-shot for you guys. Now, I've run players before who don't really enjoy the role-playing as much. They just prefer hulking out, smashing things, and having a lot of fun in combat. And if that's you, this is absolutely the one shot for you. On Dragon's Rest Island, this is an island that was formed by the breath weapons of dozens of different kinds of dragons centuries and centuries and centuries ago. It's a very simple one shot, very simple location. It's a one shot that can be repeated over and over again by players if they wish. It is a tournament style gladiator arena, fighting creatures, fighting other opponents, PC versus PC battles. You can sign up as an individual, you can sign up as pairs, you can sign up as groups. However you'd like to run it, I have various scenarios where I can match your desires there. I have larger arenas, smaller arenas. The entire purpose of this is to just get out there and have some fun fighting. You don't have to worry about role play. You can add it in if you like. I love role play and I'm happy to do so. But you are fighting for the right to be crowned champion, which can be a lot of fun. So if you're looking to just pay a few bucks and smash some things, this is a great one shot for you.
Hi, I'm just going to interrupt the video really quick right now because I was watching a playback and I had a genius idea that I have to share. What I'm going to do for this one shot is I'm going to keep a record of the winners and how many fights they've won and lost every time they run through the one shot. So I will have a real time active list of people who have achieved victory in the arena, and that will continue for years and years, as many times as you want to run through the one shot, even if it's only once or if it's 20 times. You will actually be the champion of the Dragon's Rest Arena in real life if no one else has more victories than you. And they can work their way up the rankings and have the right to challenge you directly, which could be a lot of fun.
All right, so as I mentioned before, one of my one shots is a Christmas holiday themed one shot. Now, a couple years ago, two of my brothers were in my seafaring campaign, and they were going on about how much fun it was. And so, my mom, my sister, my dad, they were all interested in trying things as well. So, I made a campaign for the five of them for Christmas Day. So, after we opened up presents, had our breakfast, relaxed a bit, I got right into running this game for them, and they had a lot of fun with it. And then last year we actually did the sequel and played session two, which is a lot of fun. And I'm currently working on whether or not we're going to do a third year of it. But I decided to take that first session, which was a lot of fun, and turn that into a one shot for anyone looking to play some holiday themed D&D this year. So I'm actually going to read straight off the paper, which I know is really boring, but I really like the way I worded things, so I'm just going to stick to it, make sure I get it right when I'm reading the description so you guys know what to look forward to. Years ago, the wizard Niklaus saved the land from an evil ice elf warlock named Jaken Frust. Each year, the people of the countryside celebrate his victory during the winter solstice. However, something is strange this year. The winds are biting harsher, and the cold is eating away at the people. Fires don't warn families as they should, and strange beasts are heard growling in the woods. The wizard Niklaus has not been seen or heard from in months. The mayor of Hogsville, the town closest to Niklaus's tower, is especially worried as travelers come from far and wide to see the wizard up close. Having no word for some time, and the winter growing cold and out of control, the mayor fears something might have happened to their patron. The solstice is only a few days away, and the mayor desperately sends word for any who are able to answer his call and investigate the whereabouts of the Great Wizard. So, in this one shot, you and your party, whether you know each other or not, will have all answered these summons and shown up at the mayor's home. You will then speak with the mayor, get some information, and make your way into the woods, up the mountain, traveling to his tower, and trying to locate Niklaus and make sure he's okay, and that everything's prepared for the winter solstice celebration. So I try to make one shots that are a little bit different. I don't want every single one to be story, fight, story, fight, story, fight, although that can end up being the case depending on what the players choose to do. But I do like to come up with some ideas that are kind of non-stereotypical, a one-shot that could literally just be all stealth. But this idea is unique because you guys could turn that on my head and turn it into straight combat if you wanted. Now, for this one-shot, I'd like to run what is called Goblin Prison Break. Size doesn't matter. So in this campaign, you were all goblins who were recruited by the great chief Snot Tusk. Now you have spent months training, trying to earn your place within this goblin tribe, and your last mission that you were given was to sneak into the ogre camp and steal a necklace off of an ogre. Each one of you were given this mission. There were 10 or so of you, and you all carefully snuck into this ogre encampment when one of you clumsily tripped over an ogre sleeping in the center of this troop. Waking up growling, seeing all of you, shouted for his friends to wake up, and immediately you were all surrounded, out-armed, outmanned, and were thrown into a prison. Now you've been in prison for a couple weeks, and each day it seems they have come, and every day or two taken one of your fellow goblins, and they're never seen again. You might see an ogre walking by picking his teeth with some goblin bone, and you know that your time is coming up soon. You know that you have to break out of here, and you have to break out tonight. But before you return to Snot Tusk, your chieftain, you have to complete your mission. Each of you have to retrieve the necklace from an ogre's neck through whatever means you deem necessary and make your way out of the encampment. So join me for a goblin adventure, and let's see how wacky we can get. So this idea is actually kind of goofy, kind of kind of fun. I think it has the perfect formula for being like a very comedy laden one shot, depending on who signs up for it, what type of players I get. But the idea behind this is that all of you are evil beings. All of you are servants or loyal minions of the great Dark Lord, the great big bad of a campaign. However, that big bad has to, take care of some machinations, begin putting some things in motion, or maybe they're just going on a bit of a break, taking a vacation. Dark Lords need to rest too. And while they're gone, they've placed you, their most loyal, trusted servants, in charge of their lair. So you will have tasks to complete to make sure that the lair stays in good order. Maybe feeding its demoness pet. Maybe performing rituals on a daily basis. Perhaps defending the lair against any who come knocking while the master is away. Will hilarity ensue? Will tragedy ensue? Who knows? There's all the makings for great comedy or great tragedy in this one, but I'm excited to see what happens. This next one shot, I decided to take a stereotypical idea and flip it on its head once again, because that's just a lot of fun to do. Now, we've all heard the European medieval mythology of the dragon stealing the princess and a brave warrior having to slay the dragon, rescue the princess, and they get married. This isn't quite that story. In my version, there was a princess in a medieval land. She was very spoiled. She always got what she wanted. And she was obsessed with the idea of owning a baby dragon. So, a prince in a neighboring land heard her desire, and she asked him, "If you are able to bring me a baby dragon, I will marry you." So this prince, foolish and brave, crept his way into the magical Fey realm. and found the sleeping babe of a moonstone dragon, kidnapped the small creature, returned it to their land, and was soon married to the princess. The moon dragon mother was in such disarray that the fey realm around her began to wither and faint. Seeing her so depressed, the fey creatures of that particular fey realm felt heartbroken and decided enough is enough. We're going to go rescue that baby dragon back from that evil princess and maybe slay the prince who kidnapped her. So, kind of a reverse on what the stereotypical story is. Now, I've chosen some particular races that make up the congregation of this Fey realm. So they're listed on the campaign, and you can choose from those races and pick any classes you like, any combination of those races. For all I know, you could all be centaurs and have a good time with it. And then it's up to you how violent you want to make it, how fun you want to make it, how sneaky you want to make it. It's really going to come down to thinking about, hey, once we get into this realm, how are we going to sneak into this castle? How are we going to find this baby dragon and get it out? So if you have some fun ideas for this type of rescue heist sort of campaign, then please join up and let's see what happens. So I have a couple more one-shot ideas that I'm working on that aren't quite ready yet, so I don't want to announce those until I have everything fleshed out. But the last idea that I'm really excited about, I don't know why I'm so excited about this one, probably just because of Chetney in Critical Role. I love the idea of playing as senior characters. Now, I thought, wouldn't it be so cool if in this fantasy world, one of the kings, in gratitude for these heroes saving the day, decided that, we want you to live in luxury for the rest of your lives. We don't want you to want for anything. And so he created a retirement home, a castle retirement home where brave heroes who have saved the land when they reach old age could be taken care of. And so there's a repurposed castle called Golden Oaks. And all of you will play very old heroes. So you'll be a lower level because age has slowed you down. You could have been level 20 heroes at one point, but maybe, it's been centuries, decades since you've picked up a weapon and you've kind of lost a step. So if you're playing an elf, make sure you age them to that point where it's realistic. If you're a human, make them 90. Push it. What type of ailments you have from your age are completely up to you guys to decide. So as the campaign begins, there'll be some more lighthearted, fun situations with you and your daily lives in this home. But then the clouds grow dark. Shadows begin to reach out from the halls inside the Golden Acres. It seems that an old foe that you all thought vanquished has returned. And now it's time to put away your walkers, pick up your swords, crack your backs, and face down evil one more time. So that is the full list of the one-shot campaign ideas that I am working on right now. There will be a rotation of these that I will post on startplayinggames.com. If any of these ideas really jump out to you and you think, oh, that is an awesome campaign idea, or a one-shot, and I really want to play that one-shot, so reach out to me on startplayinggames.com. There is a contact GM or book GM section where you can reach out to me and let me know, hey, I'd really love to play that. If you have a group of friends who you think one of these one-shots would be a really fun game night for you guys, and reach out to me. You can book me, let me know, and we could definitely have fun and run through those with you. If you're interested in a more long-term campaign, I do have 2 campaigns that I will be running on startplayinggames.com. One is a high fantasy medieval game, and one is a piracy on the open seas type game. If you're interested in either of those, you can check out my YouTube videos, which I will also have linked in the description, and you can find me on startplayinggames.com as Redbeard's Workshop. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you saw something that entertained you and interested you. If you're interested in playing any one-shots, please sign up for a game. Let's get cracking.